This year, for Christmas, some friends of ours gave us a game that we'd never seen before. It's called Telestrations. Have any of you seen Telestrations? You guys have seen? Yes, okay. Anyone else? Okay, so let me just very quickly explain the game. You have a pad, which is kind of a whiteboard material, and you have a whiteboard eraser, dry erase eraser, and you have cards with words on them. And somebody rolls the dice, and then you pick the word that you're going to do, and the first person in their pad writes the word, and then they pass it to the second person. And the second person takes the pad, looks at the word, flips the page, and draws a picture of the word on the first page. Then they pass it to the next person, and the next person looks at the picture they've drawn and tries to guess what that's a picture of, flips the page and writes their guess, and then passes it to the next person, who then draws a picture of the word they have received. So if you've played the game Telephone, where you do this just with words whispered around a circle, it's the same idea, except you're drawing pictures of it. And it is hilarious. I can tell from your reactions that you're a huge fan of this game. We love it. It's a great game. You get back to the beginning and you look at the pad of paper and you say, holy smokes, how did we get to this picture from what I wrote down? And sometimes you get to pick your own word, because the cards, some of them will have a blank on it. And so if that's what gets selected, you get to pick your own word. So I was the recipient of one of my kids picking their own word, which is not, you never know what's going to happen. So the word I received was Bluey. Anyone know who Bluey is? Okay, we've got a few people who know who Bluey is. So Bluey is a TV show that was made in Australia. It's a kids show about a family of dogs. And it is an adorable show, and I really enjoy it. And I've watched a few episodes with the kids. So here I am looking at this, and it says Bluey, and I know exactly who Bluey is because I've watched the show. And so I say, okay, I have to draw a picture of a dog that looks like Bluey. There's a problem. I've watched several episodes of Bluey, but I've never watched it with the purpose of studying and analyzing what Bluey looks like. So okay. So I drew my picture, handed it off to the next person, who looked at it and immediately wrote, I'm so proud of this, "The Big Bad Wolf." And when the pad had been all the way around the circle and was revealed what everybody drew, and my picture of Bluey was shown to the family, you know what they all did? They laughed at me. And they couldn't stop laughing. I'm so humiliated. I'll never be an artist. But fortunately, the kids had just gotten from the library a book of Bluey stuff. And so one of my kids took that book and sat there and studied Bluey and very carefully copied what she saw. Daddy, this is what Bluey looks like. I'm like, yes. And she got really good at drawing Bluey, to the point that if anybody even had seen an advertisement for the show and saw one of her pictures, would be like, yeah, that's obviously Bluey. But what's the difference between me and her? I had never fixed my eyes on Bluey in the way that she did when she studied it in that book. This is what we need to understand about Jesus, the light of the world, that we are to fix our eyes on him. We don't just have a passing glance at him. We open our Bibles, go to Matthew, to Mark, to Luke, to John, and there you will find in black and white and red, depending on your Bible, who Jesus is. You will fix your eyes on him and you will see his actions. You will see his words. You will see his interactions with others. You will see his character. Fix your eyes on him and you will be transformed by him. your life will become an illustration of Jesus. So that just like anyone could look at my kid's picture and say, that's Bluey, somebody can look at your life and say, that's Jesus. Is that true of us?